What's going on, fellas? So today, I'm going to show you why the law of rhythm is the secret to abundance. All right, fellas. Now, the reason why we're going to talk about the law of rhythm today is because I want you to understand that life is easy. All right, fellas. I'm probably going to be the first and probably only person that's going to tell you that life is easy. Most men are going to tell you that life is hard. Yes, life is hard if you're making the wrong decisions. Dumb shit leads to dumb shit. All right, fellas, let's get that out the way. We know that. So if you do dumb shit, you get dumb shit. All right, fellas? Now, if you understand that, you probably can turn the video off. Because that's all I'm going to explain today. Now, I'm not going to show you how to get dumb shit. I'm going to show you how to manifest abundance. But understand, it's not hard. It may sometimes be challenging. All right, and the shit might suck, G. And you probably wish you were on another fucking planet and you wasn't human sometimes. All right, fellas, but look, understand, G, listen, it's not hard. You just got to get in rhythm. All right, fellas, so listen, G. I'm going to show you why the law of rhythm will not only make you more magnetic, but it will turn you into a tuning fork. What is a tuning fork for the guys in the back? A tuning fork is something that when it enters a room, or enters an environment, it shifts the atmosphere of the environment. It almost glitches whatever simulation it walks into. So there are men and women who understand this. They not only understand the law of attraction, but they understand rhythm. What is rhythm? Rhythm is life moves at a certain current. Life moves at a certain flow. All right, fellas, so if you jump in a rapid river and that shit going fast as hell and your ass decide that you want to swim against the current, against the grain, 9 times out of 10 you gonna die. Now if you flow with the river, you might die. You might. But guess what? If you flow with the river, you gonna have clearer vision. So if there's sharp rocks, maybe there's sharks, maybe there's people fishing humans in the goddamn river, G, you gonna be able to avoid that shit. Why? Because you're flowing. So you're gonna be able to see what's in front of you. But some of you guys want to be rebels to everything and you want to do everything your way. And you think you can rewrite history. And I understand, G, being unique, being different, that's what you want to be, right? You want to be the best version of who? Of you, not nobody else. But at the same time, you can't rewrite the laws of the universe. All right, fellas? So you have to respect the cadence of the universe. And the universe has a certain cadence. Just like agriculture. Plants, all right, fellas? Plants, fruits, shit like that, all right? Now, we're going to talk about plants today, but we're not going to talk about plants today. We're going to talk about your life. We're going to talk about your abundance. We're going to talk about how to manifest good shit. How to stop looking at everything and saying, oh, he got lucky. How to stop looking at everything and saying, oh, that was a coincidence. How to stop saying dumb shit like, oh, that was ironic. Fellas, listen to me. Random events do not exist. All right. There's another law of the universe called the law of cause and effect, meaning that everything you have. Gee, I say this all the fucking time. Everything you have, everything you don't have, everything you will have, everything you had and then you lost because you were simping or looking for validation or whatever, it all started from what? From up here. Now, this thing about this. Most people tell you that everything you get starts within the mind, right? Yes, because as a man thinketh, so is he. But guess what, G? In order for you to think something, you got to see it. You got to observe it. So the problem with a lot of you guys, before I get into my talking points, is you look at dumb shit. You talk about dumb shit. You listen to dumb shit and you eat dumb shit. And what do I always say, fellas? Dumb shit leads to what? Dumb shit. Okay, fellas? So if you want to stop getting dumb shit, stop doing dumb shit. And if you want to get good shit, start doing good shit. Now, let me show you how to get good shit. Let's get right into it. In order to plant any plant, or any fruit, or any tree, or any bush. All right, fellas? If you want an apple, if you want to plant an apple tree, or a banana tree, or some Mexican petunias, or some orchids, or some tulips. I love tulips. Or some tulips, fellas. You got to understand cadence. You can't just put a seed. This is the first step, all right, fellas? You can't just put a seed in the ground all willy-nilly with no intention, with no process, with no structure, with no blueprint, with not even a conscious fucking thought of your next step. You can't put a seed in the ground and just hope it'll grow. Now, the fact you put a seed in the ground, which most men do, you have a thought, you have a goal, you have a dream. You write on your board, you do visualization, you say affirmations. You actually know what you want in theory, at least on paper, right? But fellas, you can't just put the seed in the ground and walk away and expect it to grow. There's a second step, but starting with the seed. Most men, and I'm going to give you some nuance, fellas. Most men, it's not that they don't plant seeds. Remember I said it's proof. The reason why you're watching this video today because you're trying to figure out what to do with your seed. Don't waste it, all right? But fellas, listen, pay attention. Take it serious. Listen, you trying to figure out what to do with your dream. Most of you guys, it ain't that you ain't got a dream. The problem is you got the wrong dream. Now, I'm not telling you what you should want in life. If you want to live in Colorado on a fucking mountain in the snow with a damn polar bear, that's you, G. Live your damn life, all right, fellas? If you want to be a nomad or you want a rich life like Dan Bilzerian and you want to fuck 100 bitches a day, G, do your thing. I'm just saying, some of you guys are not moving with good intentions. Some of you guys pick the wrong careers, the wrong businesses, the wrong friends, and you wonder why when you get all the way to the harvest part, to the result part, you wonder why it go bad, or you wonder why if you don't even make it. All right, fellas? So you got to start not only with planting the seed, but understand your intention behind the seed. Why do you want what you want? Wanting a Ferrari is not bad. But if your only intention and your main core intention to get a Ferrari is because you think that's the only way you can get women, fellas, you're going to get what you ask for. That seed might turn into a big ass bush. But guess what? The only fucking women who gonna orbit and gather around your bush are critters. All right, fellas, critters who just want your money. Why? Because you planted with that intention so you will get that result. Actually, I didn't even get to this part yet. I'm just telling you, watch what you're planting. As within, so without. As above, so below. The reason why that marker just came back down because I threw it up. That's how the universe works. When you throw it up in the air, it comes back down. You ever heard your grandma say, what goes around comes around? Gee, that's how it works. What goes around comes right back the fuck around. So watch what you're planting. Some of you guys get mad because relationships don't work out with women. Gee, the reason why the relationship don't work out is because you planted with the wrong intention. You got with that girl just to smash. And then you fell in love. Gee, this shit happen all the time. All right, fellas, so stop doing that shit. Genuine. Gee, move with good intentions, all right? That's something you guys need to learn, that word genuine. It's a lost art these days. That's why business plans don't work out for you. Relationships don't work out for you. Gee, you can't even stay in the gym. Why? Because you planted that gym seed with the intention of getting validation from women. You put looks maxing on your vision board. You didn't put the best version of myself. You didn't put a strong man. You just put looks maxing. You ain't even put no G shit like I want to be able to pick bitches up. I want to get strong so I can pick bitches up. You said I just want to look pretty. Looks maxing. And that's all you do is look pretty. That's why women don't approach you. They just look at you. They clock you. They be like, oh, he look good. What's up, Tyrone? Fellas, pay attention, all right? It's not funny, but it's real. Listen, you cannot expect divine fruit because that's what we're talking about today, fellas. We're not just talking about just getting anything. We're talking about getting shit that's good and getting shit that lasts. You can't plant divine fruit, divine seeds in dysfunctional soil. All right, fellas, you can't just pick any woman, guys. I say this all the time. Some of you guys get to a top level in your life and still think you can date the women from when you was at a lower level in your life. Gee, it don't work like that. All right, fellas, you got to plant the right seeds. You guys get money and try to go get that old chick who was with you when you was fucked up. Gee, it's the reason why she was with you when you was fucked up. Because she was fucked up. And 9 times out of 10, she's still fucked up. All right, so pay attention. Watch the seed you're planting, all right? We want fresh apples, not rotten apples. G. Some of you guys plant good seeds. I ain't gonna lie. And also, some of you guys, you plant those good seeds in that good soil, meaning you have good intentions and you're moving right. Right now. Temporarily. For the moment. All right, fellas? See, this is the thing. You gotta understand this. For all my Christian guys, shout out to you guys. Listen, fellas, if you're faithful over a few, gee, this is math, all right? If you're faithful over a few, gee, if you're not religious, all right, fellas, I'm not super religious. I'm just helping you guys understand this shit in layman terms. If you're faithful over a little bit, you will be ruler over many. Gee, if I could trust you with a little bit, all right, fellas, that means I could trust you with a lot. My son watches everything the fuck I do, all right, fellas? This little boy does everything I do. I'm talking about every goddamn thing, and it makes me happy. It makes me proud because he a G, right, at 4 years old. But check this out. I like weapons. I like knives, right? I love knives, fellas. I got a knife on me right now. But listen to me. He watches me clean my knives, play with my knives. He see all my blades and swords up on my wall. So like I said, he likes to do everything that I do. Now, I know at some point his ass going to find out a way to get to one of my blades. So what would I do as a logical, responsible parent? Gee, I got to understand, if I could trust him with a little wooden knife, all right, fellas, I can't give him everything at one time. Why? Because G gonna cut his fucking hand off. And now I'm irresponsible. All right, fellas, whole time my son just trying to be like his daddy. Just trying to be a G. All right, fellas, now we in the hospital. Fingers on the floor. But guess what? I can give him, if I can see he know how to handle the goddamn wooden knife, maybe, just maybe I hand him the real blade. All right, not at 4 years old, but you get what I'm saying. When he's ready. When he's ready. Some of you guys ain't ready. All right. So you know how you know you ain't ready? Because you don't take care of your blessings. All right. You plant that seed and you walk away expecting it to grow. Like I said, it don't work like that. So if you're faithful over a few, you'll be ruled over many. If God can't trust you with a little bit, G. All right. And let me give you guys a relationship lesson. You guys always want to find out how to attract a good woman, a good divine woman. Pay attention. Y'all leaning in, huh? Pay attention. If you are in a toxic relationship right now at the moment, G, all right? Or you're breaking up with a woman, or you're in the middle of a breakup, the best thing you can do is to treat that woman who you were currently with or used to be with or your ex or whatever, or your baby mama or whatever the fuck the situation is. The best thing you can do is to treat her good and not talk shit about her. And some of you guys confused because you feel like you got to burn every bridge you walk across. All right, fellas, listen to me. When God is looking down and he's watching how you treat your ex, somebody who you don't need. Pay attention, fellas. It's like the janitor. Somebody who you don't need and he's watching you. I want to see how you treat somebody who you don't need. Not only somebody who you don't need, fellas, but somebody who you don't like, who you can't stand, who you just want to... Fellas, watch how you treat people. Because if you can't treat that person good, why the fuck would I give you somebody who can bless your life? Who can turn your goddamn life around, who can make you feel like the luckiest man in the world. And you wonder how people get lucky, right? The word luck don't exist, fellas. All right? It don't exist. When you hear somebody say, I got lucky, they just forgot what the fuck they did yesterday. They so present in a moment, oh, this is luck. No, you just forgot all the seeds you planted back in the day. All right? Everything has a cause, and every cause has an effect. Everybody said this, G. Jesus said it. Newton said it. Everybody fucking said it. So it is religious. It's psychological. It's scientific. G, you can't prove this wrong. As within, so without. All right, fellas? So this is the phase where God asks a simple question. Can I trust you? And it's simple. And you prove that or show that in the first fucking step of the process. If you don't get it right at the beginning, everything else. And you may get here. But once you get here, it don't even matter. Why? Because you're building on sand. And that shit gonna crumble as soon as it rains. Now, once you plant your seed, whatever seed you plant, G, like I said, apple tree, don't matter what you plant, G. Banana tree, cherry bush, whatever, fellas. The next step, once you get the dream, all right? Once you get the girl, once you get the job, once you get the success, whatever you get, fellas, whatever step you really in the process, whatever you get, you have to take care of it. You have to nurture it. And not only do you have to nurture it and take care of it, but you have to have discipline without applause. Something that is lacking today in our society. All right, fellas? See, this thing about a plant. When you put that seed in the ground, you're excited. Why? Because you done looked at the picture on the goddamn box of the fucking plant soil shit, and you like, damn, this gonna be a beautiful ass plant. My shit gonna look just like this. But then when you put the seed in the ground, it don't look just like this. It look like the seed. It look like dirt. It look like nothing. And some of you guys don't understand that in the process of getting that seed to that beautiful plant or that fruit or that tree or whatever the fuck you want, you got to nurture it. You got to take care of it. Also, you got to take care of it without any signs that it's growing. You got to understand and be convicted and be sure and expect this shit to grow. All right? Despite what you see. And what is a sign that you have high expectations? You nurture it. All right, fellas, some of you guys get in relationships with women, you get jobs, you get business opportunities, you get friendships, you get all this shit. But guess what you do when you get it? You don't nurture it. Fellas, you got to nurture what you get. You got to water that seed. You got to put it in sunlight. Fellas, you got to nurture it. The reason why most things don't last in life is because of this step right here, this middle step. I swear to God, G, I walk around this planet, bro, and I be so fucking confused because I see people with beautiful ass lives, beautiful ass relationships, beautiful ass jobs, beautiful ass environments, beautiful ass social circles. They got great health, but because they don't take care of the blessing, they lose it. And then they blame life, or they blame God, or they blame other people, not knowing that the only person who lost that shit was them. They didn't take care of it. They didn't water it. They didn't pay attention to it. They didn't keep saying, I love you. They didn't stay present. They didn't keep showing up. They didn't keep showing up on time. They didn't keep a smile on their face. They didn't shake people's hands. They didn't look people in the eyes. They didn't keep telling the truth. Gee, people just get fucking lazy. All right? And you get fucking comfortable and you get narcissistic and you think you so special. You so special that once you get something, you're supposed to sit on your blessing. It don't work like that, G. And I'm telling you this from self-experience. All right, fellas, when you plant a tulip seed in the ground, as beautiful as a tulip is, it will die if you don't nurture it. All right, fellas, it will die. But if you water it every time you're supposed to water it, all right, fellas, every time it's supposed to get sunlight and you pay attention to it and you check on it, gee, it will grow. And guess what happens, fellas? We're going to move on to number 3. All right? Some of you guys don't understand harvest. All right? You don't understand harvest. Usually, when you stay disciplined, without applause, without validation, all right, and you delay gratification, what usually happens, that little seed that you plant in the ground, you look on the damn picture, on the box, on the bag, and you expect one little flower to come out the ground. Okay, fellas? But what normally happens when you stay disciplined throughout the process, even when it don't look like something's happening, what usually happens when you go to harvest your crops, you usually get a bunch of fucking flowers, all right? That's how nature works, all right? That's how rhythm works. Because life, the purpose of life is for human beings to experience life at their highest potential, elevation, abundance. This world was meant for you to be in abundance. So if you just do the simple shit, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. I told you life is easy. If you just do the simple shit, that little bitty seed turns into a harvest, all right? And then you just get to gather your goddamn crops, all right? And go store them up and store them in savings and go do it all again. And it's going to be easy the next time. Why? Because you understand how simple life is. All right, fellas? And this is what everything. You can't name me one thing in life that it don't just take these 3 steps. Name me one thing. All right? Like I said, relationships, money, your health. All you got to do is know what you want. All right, fellas? Start doing what you want despite the lack of applause. And this is the thing about applause, G. All right? People don't clap for people who need to be clapped for. I'm going to be honest with you. Because you'll realize, some of you guys who have reached a certain level of success, once you get to the point where you stop caring about people clapping, that's when they start clapping. All right, fellas, I'm humble as fuck. But when people come to me like, man, KD, bro, you helped me out so much. I'm like, I'm glad I helped you, but G, it's all good, baby. They're like, man, bro, you the man. I'm like, I appreciate you, my brother. They're like, man, you humble. I'm like, bro, it ain't even that. It's just that I don't even care no more, G. I'm so focused on this shit right here, all right? If you just focus on this, G, this shit comes automatically, all right, fellas? Harvest don't come from you forcing shit. Remember I said flow, rhythm. Harvest comes from what? Divine alignment. You getting aligned with your higher self. Who is your higher self? Fellas, let me tell you how easy it is. A lot of you think elevation is hard. You think you got to be radiating high. You think you got to be doing special shit. Fellas, all you got to do is the right fucking thing. Just do the right thing. If you consistently shake people's hands, firm handshaking, look them in the eyes, over time, when they think of an opportunity, when somebody come to them and say, hey, who is the most loyal, trustworthy, consistent person you know? They gonna think of you. But some of you guys don't understand this. You do this and then you skip this and expect this. You might get this, fellas, but you're gonna lose it as quick as you got it. All right, you got to understand life. You got to understand the universe. You got to understand rhythm. You got to understand flow. Fellas, I recommend all you guys go get a plant. All right, and don't just buy the plant while it's already like grown. Buy the seed, buy the soil, and plant that motherfucker. All right, maybe it's a little pot you put in your room on your windowsill, or maybe you do a whole garden in your backyard like me. But fellas, I recommend you guys start this process, and not so you can become a fucking gardener or fucking Mary Poppins or somebody like that. I'm just saying, gee, you will understand life just by planting a fucking tulip. All right, fellas? And maybe you might not plant it right the first time, but then you'll understand the process, and also you'll understand that you got to keep trying. You might plant one seed, get to here, and you don't nurture right, not because you're not disciplined. Maybe you just don't know what the fuck you're doing. You ain't watching enough YouTube tutorials. All right, fellas? So you got to plant another one and try again. But I guarantee you, if you keep trying and you keep planting, you keep watering, you keep nurturing, the harvest part is easy, fellas. This shit is easy. You just got to understand this shit is easy too. But the last thing I want to tell you guys is you cannot trick the universe. And you cannot mock God. You cannot deceive what's divine. All right, fellas? As ye think it, so shall ye be. All right? Everything starts within the mind. What you plant is what you reap. Simple as that. So you cannot be trying to fool the fucking... You can fool people. Why? Because people dumb. All right, fellas? People dumb. They eat hot Cheetos. People dumb. All right, fellas? But listen to me. You can't fool the universe and you can't trick God. So if you want abundance, get in flow. Get in rhythm. Being magnetic is not hard. It's your fucking birthright. All right? You were magnetic when you were born. All right, fellas? So I appreciate you guys for tuning in today. Share this video with a homeboy that this will help out. It's your boy KD. We out here, baby.